you for tuning in to another episode of Roundtable Radio. I'd like to give thanks for all those shoulders that I stand on to bring you this today. Right now on the line, we have Ross Daniel from the Ethiopian World Federation. Peace, Ross. What you got going on, fam?
Blessed, blessed, blessed. Give thanks and praise to our Father's Imperial Majesty, Emperor like King Selassie the First, for his contribution to us all, by the light that he shines, and by the grace that he shares, and for the love that he extended us, and for his militant standing, and for his agency, and for his fatherhood to all agency and all nationality, national republic, national people, national presence that believes in the truth of mankind, having a respect to all humanity, and be neighborly with each other, fraternal spirit, and also knowing the difference between the governmental orders, because our Father is a government of all government, and he respects all government as people. As he made an example to us once, he said, sometimes you need to study the ants. And then he made an eloquent one, because he said, if you study the ants, you see the ants lives as a colony of people. And I said, why do you say a colony of people? He said, colony of a republic of people. He said, why? Because they're dealing on the liberty that they work in them, have a colony like the queen bee. They take care of everything they need they produce what they need, they replenish what they need to replenish, they recycle what they need to recycle. They got soldiers, they got warriors, and at the same time, there's over 5,000 different species of ants that work in this earth, and it's working this earth in so many kinds of ways. An ant could take down an elephant, an ant could take down a tree, ants could take down a house, ants could take a city and bring it back into dust. If they need that territory to live. And they are territorial. If the ants is territorial, so is the bee, so is everybody's territorial. Now, if we learn from nature how to be natural and how to replenish and how to be caretaker, how to be steward of the land and the world that we live in. Steward, it means we all respect our Father and nature. Even we could go to the far say the source that give us the energy of the sun, that guide us through the light of the day and through the night, and give us the energy to go through the day and replenish us at night and keep us living. Because body and life can be eternity if we understand the laws of nature. Because nature is not going nowhere, and the universe is eternity. Whatever you ask the universe for, it's going to answer to you in terms of how you appreciate self and the universe that you're in. Because if you understand that everything is connected, it's like a pool of water, and you drop a ripple in it. If you sneeze, that can be a ripple, and you just put something out in the universe, and that's going to come back and become a whole something else. We could become a viral of a chain reaction that this person was sick and sneeze, and pretty soon this go all the way around the world like an Ebola virus. But then the Father has a way to show that one person can study it enough to say one thing about it, like Dr. Sabi, and show you that he can solve a problem in the universe and no one wants to deal with it, but they want to deal with a different way of approach, which becomes very costly, lots of life costs, a lot of money, and then null avail, because we doing research too long, and so long we lose a lot of life. And he proved that if you can just see a problem and jump on it and solve the problem and cure the problem, then the problem is gone. We say there's a lot of disease. There's only one disease, because when you tense, you're not at, it's like they tell a soldier, attention, he's tense. Now, a lady just told me, I got 1 ounce of water in a bottle, and she said, that's no water, that's a little. I said, but that little water can become a very heavy volume of water. Why? Because if you have that water holding for 1 hour, and then 10 hours, and 15 hours with your hand high, that water will come down to the ground quicker than you think. That same little bit of water, because your hand can't stay up in that posture all day. Your hand have water in it. If you hold it up by itself without even an ounce of water in it, after a while your hand can't stay up too long. You're too tense. And if it tense too much, that becomes a disease.
Word.
Why? Because now you're going to fall out and die because you can't stay in one position all the time and don't drop dead. You have to know what the mobility of life is and stay within that synchronization of the waves. And even breathing, even walking, everything is in the universal order of cycles. And in that cycle, you can live forever, if you understand. Like a battery can be recharged and recharged and recharged. And if you build a cell to last forever, it can't stay forever. So there's source and there's source rules in the universe to keep the galaxy working. Like we got zodiac time, we got galaxy time, we got earth time, we got cycle time, we got lunar time, and we got so many different time that all of us don't have the time to put that on our mind. We just deal with 24-hour time. And that don't mean nothing because we say daylight in America. But it's not so because America only experienced a dawn. And every time they say daylight, the day starts in the east, but it dawns in the west. The peak of light in the west is a dawn. It's not the day, it's a dawn.
True.
But if you want to put day instead of saying dawn, you do that. Because a woman's cycle is 13 cycles. That tells you a lunar cycle. That's the female that is absorbing from the male sun and reflecting her cycles from the sun. And then the Bible say, let the moon tell the season and the time. Woman could tell you time better than a man could tell you time because her vagina carries the season and the time, and it makes babies as a fruit in its due season, called the labor cycle. Yes. So in that order, not delaying too much, I'm saying that the source has power, it has laws, and it governs this universe, and man is part of it, and God is part of it, and all of us synchronized within the natural order of things. We see that we live sovereignly, but nobly, and all kind of kingdom can live in that galaxy as a federation, united to be the steward to guide this universe into its future. Millenniums. We used to live millions of years, but we don't know that. We used to live thousands of years, we don't know that. We used to live hundreds of years, we don't know that. Now we're not even knowing how long we're going to live.
That's real. That's real. Okay.
And all of that deal with cycle.
I know earlier we were speaking about the re-gentrification. You touch on that briefly for me?
Yeah, well, re-gentrification is a cycle just the same.
Yes, it is.
It's a cycle where it was part of what they was trying to bring us to understand in Boys of the Hood. And it's a cycle that they use IRA redevelopment. Then they came back with another cycle and they deal with FEMA. And all these cycles that they come in is a presence of how you develop a community, sustain a community, and a community can go into a republic could go into a country, states, and then it is all a world of changing cycle of how we come back to put this world together after World War II. And a cycle can be 50 years, a cycle can be 25 years, a cycle can be, and since we don't understand world, social, civic, in the cycles of civic, like a civic cycle can be quarterly, it can be yearly, it can be bi-yearly, and when you look at all of these cycles, it tell you how they're going to deal with your community development. It even can tell you when you go to school and how you go to school. So they can use a cycle to help a nation develop. Like 30-year cycle, you get a loan, and a loan comes from what the federal will grant you. There's only 3 ways you could get a loan for a piece of property. One is a FHA, one is a conventional loan, and one is a VA. VA only goes because you're working in the military. That's by order of the military rules, and is noted in the note of the loan and so forth. Now, when you go further than that, you go to a FHA. That means that FHA, the government, comes subsidiary, wherein you live in an area where the cycle come that it become an empowerment zone. Poor people now could get the property then and redevelop their property, redevelop their community, which means there's a cycle. They're going to give you X amount of money to do these things, value the property, build it up. Well, what happened in the cycle of that cycle in our sectors of the world, they set us up where we will feel that they could take these same little property that at this point your grandmother already paid off the property, and you now coming into cycle, or your mother coming into cycle, take the property and renew it. So they're supposed to adjust it where now she don't have to pay too much money, but she reached to the cycle of only paying the taxes. So since she only paying the taxes, your mother now gonna come now, and she inherits the taxes, and she can build some more on the property, and then put refinance the property and get it into a new grading and bring up the community. It don't have to fall down where new privatized come in, corporation come in, foreign corporation. That's terrorism. That's when they setting you up to fail. Because now privatization could be, all right, here go a sheik in Arab sees the property, and the people in the community was going to emergency where whatever happened, the oppression caused them to lose the property, lose their value, lose their view, poor education, whatever it may be, and then there's a disaster. And to relieve the country, they look into relieve it. They want some poor. Talk to an Arab man and they say, hey, we got some community in the ghetto. We have a lots of house, and we dealing in grouping. We want to sell the house to you. But these people cannot afford it. We can put them in debt, and then we take it and make it all a debt and sell it as a debt price. We can turn around and tell it we do what they call a tax lien and get the property there and give it to you all. Now remember, these property got people's name on it. These are debt that they already incurred. They might owe maybe $50. They might owe $100 or $10. Might owe any increment that, according to the lien, can be established. And then we just take it and give it to you as a bulk rate and give you to you some oil at this rate, and you give it to us over here. And they doing business, and they say, I'll take the property. Now today you see all these Arabs in the country, and they have a whole community take over. And your grandmother and your grandfather and all the community that was there worked hard, served the country, did everything, veterans, everything. And by some miscalculation that they gave a privatized company to work for this federal company contract, because the people in the country don't know how to do their business. This company just took advantage of you, and they selling out the country overseas to like China and all over for exchange or laborization, all kinds of things. So they doing what they call terrorism.
Word.
Your own people being terrorized right in your community. J. Edgar Hoover said and get cocaine and establish a cocaine company with the Italian to take over the community and to take you down. And they put cocaine in the community to do what? To make them take back over the community. Now, who's coming over and take over the community? All kind of little white folks, and you think it's the same Ku Klux Klan. These are foreigners that they created wars from certain places in the world, buy out the thing. They recolonizing you, man. And they playing slavery, man. It's called shadow slavery. They have a cycle that slavery is really over, and you're supposed to be free. You're supposed to govern yourself. And actually, they became bankrupt themselves with the game they play with war. It wasn't supposed to have been a war. And they created a war to bankrupt the country. They trying to kill America, y'all. You have to wake up. America is the people. We don't want to say the United States of America, because if you say the United States of America, imagine we are American, all Americans, from Mexico to Canada. And then pretty soon you say, I'm of America. I was with them American, but I don't like them no more. I'm a foreigner, and I'm a national from the Arab nation. I'm going to do them real bad because they don't like me, and they don't like my culture. They treat me wrong, and they don't know nothing. That's a vendetta now. Is it?
Yeah.
And that's because you said something and did something. Now you're going to still sit down with the politician who goes sell out the country and say they're representing you like any businessman. And they said they're one of their city officials. And when you check his record, he's not. He's from one of those old wars. He know how to play the game. And they are playing codes. It's something that is terrorizing the country. It's messing up the integrity of all people.
Yeah,
if you don't stop it, everybody going to be in this shadow slavery. It has no color to do with it. It's humanity is being inflicted with terrorization, and it's going over and over and over. And it happened from the time of Lincoln. That's when the financial crisis came, because that war in Lincoln times stopped this greenback dollar from becoming people of the power so they could be free like they're supposed to be. And the fact right here in your country, in the South, South was to be people need to see where they pay for taxes and utilities and none of that. All they already were paid taxes into the social civic, and at the end of the day, they own their property. They own their property all the way past the ground, all the way, and as any mineral they want, they could do it. They have their gas tank in the back of the house. They buy their own gas from whoever they want. They don't have to buy from the city of the city. Then honor their price and their deal. They can buy from overseas if they choose and get much more gas than them. They can make contract with anybody. They have more liberty and freedom as people than they do now. They don't even have a liberty, neither a freedom, neither a say, neither a vote, no nothing. And McDonald's could vote for everybody because they already given McDonald's $1. $1 is a vote. That's the corporation way of doing business now today. All your people, Social Security numbers is $1. Don't worry about it, $2, $10, $1 million. The dollar has the power of the seal. It's telling all the story, and your Social Security number match $1. So if your dollar is overseas, that's you. That's your house. That's your property. That's your credit. That's everything about you. Because they're using it to exchange your birth paper. That's the exchange. Now this becomes real gentrification because now they're going to take your property, everything, send it to China. Everybody, who's going to be working to get you paid, bail you back out? His Imperial Majesty family bail you out over twice, and you don't understand none of that. You don't even understand why His Imperial Majesty is who he is and why this all European, all churches, all states, all society bowed to him in 1930. These things should be researched. That's your history. He spoke of this. He was a world leader. Nothing is, as he say, he adjusted all these financial crises with property, with the people, the poor people. All these things is already set. They don't want you to know this. They don't want you because they can't make no money off of it because there's no money added to it. You've been paid for already, man.
Word.
And gentrification is taking your property, making you get scared, making you do things. But the thief is in front of your face and you can't see it. White boys in the hood. They brought the daggone game in, and they said, in the old days, blood means brother. Cuz means your cousin or a neighbor. We don't know you, we don't know you. When we know you, you're blood, you're brother. You know, we know everything about you. Now, they use that against you, and they started war because they use it in a flag like that. One is a bloodline, and the other one's supposed to be a white, supposed to be a saint, and then the saint and the bloodline gonna fight. Because the queen say, she don't care about no saints. Saint can serve, could be lawyer, could be everything, and they could serve her and do anything. If they not a bloodline, when the war come, they dead too. Saints can die. Only the bloodline is responsible to be a people. So they say that the workers don't need to worry about the workers. Get rid of them. So who's the worker? Everybody. She's the queen. Everybody. So she created a corpus law. Corpus law means you dead. And they tried this game before in England when they burned England and said everybody was dead. And they say, how are you going to justify it? They'll say that they went overseas and the boats never came back and that's it. So now you got a lot of things. She take all the properties and re-gentrified it and made it to become what? Privatization under royalty. The public don't have no power. This become a game they play.
Word. You right on point.
And they doing it over. And now if the public don't have a voice and can't say nothing, watch what's going to happen to this country in a minute. You will be sad to know that you see this happen and you can do nothing. And you say, we are Americans. Come on, man, the Indians is crying. We are the indigenous people. We're crying. The native is crying. The poor people is crying. The United Nations ain't saying nothing. We are absent from really bringing the issue to the forum that needs to be heard about this. America don't want you to go to the United Nations because the United Nations deals with human rights, not civil rights. Civil rights is a business where they set you up to fail. And you fail, and then everybody's telling you. All the leaders is showing you. The songs of the past is telling you. Now they're changing everything to a value where you numb to the reality of what's going on in our country. How can we not put it together? Aren't we a humanity of wisdom? And we have forefathers that left us a legacy of how things to be done. How come we don't have no sense of what's going on anymore?
Well,
we don't even know how to remember no numbers no more. They shaving your memory with the phone. Snowden said everything, and everybody's still numb. They want to say the man is crazy. Y'all better wake up and do your fact checking.
Well,
do your brainstorming.
Yeah, y'all pay attention. It's time to wake up, stand up, make a move. It's once again, it's my fam Ross Daniel of Ethiopian World Federation. Man, I appreciate your time. I'm gonna link up with you a little bit later and get some instructions to move forward. But once again, y'all, thank you for tuning in for RoundtableFM.com. The call-in number is 1-800-214-6186. It's 1-800-214-6186. This is Roundtable Radio.
Your Majesty Emperor King Selassie I the first Jah.
Rastafari.
Whoa. The food drive is going and also dealing with the clothing and everything. Community organization is what we call, and the people don't like to say this word, but we are assembling in our government establishment to see to it that we can have forum and discussion about our business and our affairs and be more aware of our culture awareness and our stewardship to our reality of natural responsibility.
Respect, fam.
Bless.
Y'all are now in tune to Roundtable Radio. Once again, that's my fam, Ross Daniel, Ethiopian World Federation. Give a call, get yourself enlightened, and get in tune and put yourself in the proper presentation, being your proper persona, your proper self, so you can inherit what's yours. Call in now to Roundtable Radio, 1-800-214-6186. It's 1-800-214-6186. Thank you, fam, and I'm going to be in touch.
We have to identify as a nation of people. United we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall. We are a nation as a people, national identity. You have to know who you are. The nation of Ethiopia is a Christian nation and a nation that deal with all faith. Come together as one. Love you.
Respect, fam.